So following on from the League One and League Two playoff finals, we now know the 24 teams that will make up the 2024-2025 League One campaign. Who's going to go up? Who's going to go down? My early door insane predictions coming at you for the new season are coming at you next. Today we're taking a look at my early door instant gut reactions as to where each team will finish at the end of the next season. That's right. Where's your club going to finish? We'll show you in a second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and your one-stop shop for League One is right here under one roof. Give us some heavy hitters in this division, this campaign, with of course Hollywood FC amongst the pick of the lot. Where they're going to finish, we'll take into it all of it in a second. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons, you know who you are. And again, if you're new, hit that subscribe. Now we're going to jump into it in just 1 second. We're going to start from the middle of the pack, maybe 13th, work our way down, and then we're going to do the big climb to top spot. So let's get cracking. Into 13th spot we go now over in League One, and it is Exeter City. That's right, of course, mid-table obscurity last time, bit of mid-table obscurity this time around. They did show some glimmers of what they're capable of last season, but they also showcased a season of woe. And of course, it's Gary Caldwell, the man to really deliver the good times for Exeter City. Can they really compete for the playoffs? I don't think so. 13th is the best they can hope for this campaign. Into 14th we go now over in League One, and it is Wycombe Wanderers. That's right, currently managed by Matt Bloomfield. Of course, it wasn't long ago when they were in the Championship. They didn't really compete last season for anything, kind of a mid-table obscurity. I kind of see a bit of a similar sort of scenario for them next season, or this coming season. Another mid-table finish, 14th spot, not much better than the last. Into 15th spot we go now in League One, and it's the champions of League Two, Stockport County, with Dave Challoner at the helm. Of course, a season of momentum with Stockport, of course, narrowly missing out promotion the season prior. Of course, they're here now, and they're here with a championship trophy. They're going to be there or thereabouts in mid-table. I don't think they're going to have enough quality to challenge for that top six in regards to the playoffs or even the automatics. They're going to have the fans behind them, and that's going to be massive for Stockport County and their progression moving forward, of course, to stay at this level and beyond. Because I can see them in the championship within the next 5 years. But for this season, just call your jets, take it easy, take a breath, and go again the season after. For me, 50 for Stockport County. Into 16th spot we go now, and it is Leyton Orient. Richie Wellens done a fantastic job last season, and Leyton Orient even did flirt with the playoffs just a little bit, but it all came a little too late. Like I said in previous spots within this video, this division is going to be absolutely brutal this time around, and the likes of Leyton Orient realistically have got to play very smart this season and just hang on for dear life. I think they could struggle, but they also could actually compete better than expected. But I'm going to go mid-table, 16th for Leyton Orient. Into 17th spot now we go in League One, and it's Matty Taylor, that's right, for Bristol Rovers. Of course, they had a bit of a miserable end to the campaign last season, a bit of a managerial money will go around as well. But can they get it right this time around with Matty Taylor for a full season? I don't think so. This division, I think, is at its strongest this time around, and we're going to see the teams from League Two competing seriously for those playoff spots next season. I think Bristol Rovers are in that cluster in the middle of the pack that will not be up or down in mid-table obscurity. So a season of struggle awaits. Into 18th spot we go now in League One. It's John Brady's boys. It's Northampton Town. The Aussie has got them working an absolute treat, but this season it's going to be a season of struggle. They're going to compete, they're going to flirt with relegation, but they'll hang on. They'll go to 18th, and they'll be back again next season. Into 19th spot we go now over in League One, and it's going to be a season of struggle for Stevenage. That's right, no more Steve Evans. He went, of course, to join competitors, fellow League One team Rotherham United this campaign. And I think it's going to be a season of struggle for Stevenage. I think they might have just enough in them to stick around and survive for another season in League One. But right now, I have a gut feeling they're going to struggle. 19th spot for me, down the foot end of the table here, and narrowly avoid the drop. But 19th spot, Stevenage, could be strugglers. Into 20th we go now. It is the fantastic Crawley. Wow, what a season it's been for them. Flamboyant in the playoffs, of course, now back in League One. And of course, I gotta see them hanging on here into 20th spot just by the skin of their teeth. Play some really good football. They knocked out, of course, some real difficult opposition in MK Dons and, of course, Crewe Alexandria in that final. But I do anticipate a bit of a wobble this time around. It's going to be a tough old slog next season. There's some real juggernauts coming down in here. Birmingham City, Rotherham, Huddersfield Town. They're just the ones from the Championship, but you've got some heavy hitters as well. So this season is going to be a tough. I think they'll hang on here. The momentum will be with them. Of course, they'll ride on from the coattails from their Wembley success, and they'll be there or thereabouts at the end of it come May 2025. So for me, Crawley sticking around by the skin of their teeth. 21st spot we go now over to the Championship, and it is one of the new boys coming up from League Two, Mansfield Town, of course managed by Nigel Clough. Did get these boys back to the third tier, but will they stick around? I don't think so. I think they're going to come in a bit of a shock at the amount of degree of competition he's going to have in this division. They're going to be one of those less fancy teams. There's some juggernauts coming down from the Championship, and of course they're joined by Wrexham, Moneybags Wrexham and Stockport. This is going to be a very feisty division, and it's going to be must get your focus on survival first before you think about anything else. But unfortunately, 21st spot for Mansfield Town. They're going to go straight back down. 22nd spot now over in League One, and it's Cambridge United, of course, now managed by Gary Monk. Again, pre-season under his belt now. Chance to get these guys up the table, but I still think they're going to struggle in regards to League One. I think it's a difficult division for the likes of Cambridge, and of course they can't really build on much from last season. They did struggle towards the foot end, and they could have had a roller coaster of management changes. Monk's a good guy, experienced guys, but will he be given the whole season to turn this team to playoff contenders? I don't think so. They're going to struggle, and they might even get relegated to League Two. Into 23rd spot we go now in League One, and it is Shrewsbury Town. That's right, destined for relegation this time around. They did make what appeared to be a bizarre appointment, bringing Paul Hurst back to Shrewsbury Town. I know he had a really good run a couple of seasons back when we were in League One last time around, and they flirted with the top two, ultimately ending up in the playoffs. But before this job, he was at Grimsby, and they weren't doing too well either. So for me, I think the appointment's wrong. Shrewsbury need maybe a younger, not a younger coach. Hurst is pretty young, but a more tactical aware coach that can manage on a shoestring, because Shrewsbury will struggle, and for me, they're going to go down. 24th spot now over in League One. It is, of course, Burton Albion are going to struggle this campaign. Martin Peterson, the manager, of course, just missing out on relegation last time around, finishing in 20th. I think it's going to be another season of struggle for Burton. They don't have the resources of some of the bigger boys, and we're going to get some real fierce competition from those teams promoted from League Two. It's a tough old division next season, League One, and I can't see Burton Albion surviving. To 12th spot we go now in League One, and it is Blackpool. That's right, Neil Critchley's boys, just missing out on the playoffs last time around, and I think they're just going to miss out once again this time around. This division's tough, it's cutthroat. Blackpool ain't got the balls to stick it out this time around. They're going to miss out, and maybe Critchley might even lose his job. 11th place we go now in League One, and it's Moneybags FC, Hollywood FC, Wrexham. That's right, back in the third tier of English football for the first time in a long time, and with a healthy budget. I do anticipate them. They're going to be at the top end of the table, but I think the challenge of 3 promotions in a row may be a little bit too far for them this campaign. Again, this is my early door prediction. That may change when, of course, the transfer window slams shuts and the signings are all completed. I don't put it out of the question that they could be promoted once again, but for me, I think 11th is a good indication of where they want to be with the grand scheme of things. 11th for me for Hollywood FC. Spot we go now now in League One, and it is Barnsley, that's right. The Tykes, is it the Tykes? Whatever they are, it is the Tykes. Of course, playoffs last time around, but really the managerial surroundings or scenario has just done them no favours whatsoever. It looks like Duff could be coming back to Barnsley, but is it a bridge too far for them with the quality that's going to be on show in this division? For me, mid-table, 10th, missing out the playoffs once again, are Barnsley. Into 9th spot we go now, and it is Peterborough United, of course, failed at the playoffs yet again. Goodness gracious me. Can they get it right this time around? I don't think so. I think this could be last chance saloon for Darren Ferguson, falling from grace from 4th to now 9th in my eyes. I don't think he's going to get too much slack from the boardroom at Peterborough. So for me, mid-table obscurity in 9th, keeping a hold of the talent is what's going to be up ahead for Peterborough. It could be a long old summer, but for me, they're going to end up in 9th. Into 8th spot we go now in League One, and it is Nathan Jones's Charlton Athletic. Of course, there was a bit of a resurgence with Nathan Jones and Charlton last season, but they were drawing too many games than winning, of course. And I did think that they could compete for the playoffs this time around, but I just think they might fall a little short in the end. 8th spot for me for Charlton Athletic. It's a season of progression, but of course not the season of playoffs that the Charlton Athletic fans all want. Into 7th spot now over in League One, it is of course Rotherham United, now managed by Steve Evans. Of course, did a fantastic job with Stevenage last time around, made the switch back to Rotherham, of course, at the back end of the season when Rotherham were already relegated. I think they've got a lot of quality in this team, and they are a bit of a yo-yo side, Rotherham, when they'll compete for the playoffs again this season. But I think they're just going to lack a little bit of quality at the top end of the field, but and of course this division very difficult from what it was last season. So I think they'll just miss out on the playoffs, but they're going to be a problem to defeat this campaign. Into 6th spot we go now over in League One, and it's playoff heartbreakers Bolton Wanderers, of course, last season so close to getting into the championship but falling at the last hurdle. But this time around they'll be there or thereabouts once again in the playoffs. 6th this time. It's going to be difficult with, of course, the calibre of teams in this division, but for me they'll be there or thereabouts and could be back at Wembley once again at the end of the season. 6th spot. Into 5th spot we go now in League One, and it is Huddersfield Town. Of course, as of recording, they are managerless, but of course the job of that stature should appeal to somebody, and it might even score a big name to drive these the Terriers right back to the championship at the first time of asking. For me, I think there might be a bit of a wobble along the way, and of course they'll have to navigate the playoffs. 5th spot for Huddersfield. Am I right? Let me know down below. Into 4th space we go now over in League One, and it is the Imps. That's right. I think these guys are a real dark horse to challenge for the top 2, as Mark Sakubla has got them playing some fantastic football, and they were a little bit hard done by not to make the playoffs this time around. And I think if they were to have made it last time around, or this past season just gone by, they could have made them into the championship. But for me, I think they're going to finish 4th next season. Keep an eye on the Imps. They're going to be deadly. Spot we go now over in League One, and it's Ruben Sellis's Reading. Of course, the points deductions are no more, and now they can focus on the big thing, the grand prize, of course, and getting promoted out of League One to the Championship. Now, of course, that is easier said than done in what is going to be a competitive League One campaign. They're going to have enough quality to flirt with the top 2, just missing out though, finishing into 3rd spot, and they'll have to play the lottery. That is the playoffs. 3rd place for me, the Reading. 2nd spot we go now. 2nd spot over in League One, and it's Birmingham City, the Blue Noses. They are in the 3rd tier for what is the first time in a long time, and question marks now, as of recording, go to who's going to be managing them. Of course, Tony Mowbray was at the helm, had a bit of a health scenario. Gary Rowett took over the reins, and of course he was the man pulling the strings when they ultimately went down. Who will be in charge? I don't even know, but the Blue Noses will be back in the Championship at the end of the season after finishing as runners-up. And into top spot we go now over in League One, and it is Sean Maloney's Wigan Athletic, of course, competing last season with a handicap of those points deductions. I think the passion of the fans, of course, maybe a bit of backing from the new owners at Wigan. They're going to see a refreshed Ticks, of course, to compete for the big boys. They're going to have a very difficult campaign next season. But I think if you take the points deductions out of the way, Wigan could have competed for those playoffs last season. I think they'll go one step beyond this time around and go all the way to the top spot, and of course back to the Championship. Well, there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. That's my instant gut reaction as to where every team will finish in the League One campaign in 2024-2025. Of course, over the next few weeks, months, we'll come back, we'll revisit it. The managerial merry-go-round, of course, is in full flux in the English football system, with a lot of clubs around the divisions looking for new managers. And of course, transfer scenarios will change my POV. Of course, you might get something like Rotherham already making good moves. Jonathan Clark-Harris, a fantastic striker. Steve Evans, together they might be a perfect match. So we might revisit everyone's situation in a month-by-month basis, and of course bring you updated videos when they come around. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on my initial take. Am I right? Am I wrong? Where are you thinking? Let me know. Get your top 24 down there. But until then, I'll see you soon. Next time, smash your like, smash your subscribe. We're done.